Big changes coming to a big test.
Yes, that's right. No more filling in the bubbles or waiting for proctors. I even get scared when I hear the word proctor. Exam sheets, we're talking about the SAT, and would you believe it is now all digital?
Christy Calcagno joins us now in studio with more on what students need to know to help score better.
Before you head to college, the big test that you may take has some new changes. I'm talking about the SAT. And although it can be intimidating for some, now the student is at the forefront. Let me explain about some of the changes. So first up, the biggest change, it's all digital. That's right, number 2 pencils are a thing of the past. This new exam is taken exclusively on a laptop or a tablet, and it will be taken through College Board's Blue Book app. Also, another change is that it's going to be a shorter test. Now, the paper and pencil test was about 3-hour exam. The new test, just over 2 hours. So this will allow students to focus a little bit more on content rather than endurance. And also, here's a big one that a lot of people are talking about. The test is better tailored to the individual. Now, this is going to be important for students because that means the exam will change based on your knowledge. To help better explain, I spoke with Galvin. He's the Chief Academic Officer for Varsity Tutors. He says this new way of testing will help better your score.
Performance on the first module of math, you get either a harder or easier second module, and same thing for reading and writing. It's not punitive. What it's really designed to do is make the test shorter, so that if they know that your potential is between 1,400 and 1,600, they don't have to ask you a bunch of basic questions. And if you're just not quite there, they don't need to clobber you with the harder trigonometry questions and triangle similarity and all those kind of things. You know, they want to find out if you're going to be in that, you know, are you more of an 1,100 or a 1,200? They're going to ask you questions more in that range.
And because this test is digital, the math portion of the test now has calculator access. And these new changes, test scores will come back to students a lot faster. It will be just a matter of days compared to weeks. So how do you test prep for this new type of exam? Here's Brian again with some tips.
Being really proactive before you start a question, know what your job is and know what your strategy is. You get 1 minute and 11 seconds per verbal question. And so you just don't have a lot of time to try and figure out on the fly what you're being to do. So that's number one. On the math section, I think knowing that you have multiple tools in your toolkit is so important.
And just as a reminder, March 9th is the first date that the SAT will be taken online in the U.S. And because the exam is completely digital, you can bring either your own device or use the one that's provided at your testing station. Reporting in studio, I'm Christy Calcagno, News 19 WLTX.
Well, in a November 2021 pilot launch of the digital version, 80% of participants found the new format less stressful than the paper test, according to the College Board.